We'll find out what it's going to be like out riding around. Fire a little beastie up. I'll catch you out in the forest. Bit of a challenge here. Yeah, that was a bit of a challenge because the old foot pegs were digging in. Which meant my feet were getting pushed off the pegs. Oh well, I'm up. This is an old gold tailings area. Great. Mosquito flat. It's great countryside. A little bit of a shout out to AT Adventures. I think you might be in the UK for commenting what sort of terrain we've got over here to ride around. I can understand it'd be quite restrictive in the UK, only having little short green lanes or whatever they call them, and we can just go out and just ride around. You can't do single trail, not really. You can, but it's not allowed. But all these, like these little tracks, they're all back in the gold era. And they just got left here. Another little bit of a bush dam that would have been all built by Chinese or Germans. They would have had a wash. There it is there. See, there's a circle there, and there's actually still a piece of the old timber sticking up in the middle of that centre. They used to have the horses walk around that in circles with a big round rock, and it'd crush all the stone, and they could get the gold out of it. Well, there's a bit of history for you right there. I think the track, yeah, there it is. What a cool little track this one is. Haven't turned the ABS off, so it's a little bit on the brakes, but it does make a difference if you're really going real fast. You have to turn that off, but on the little on the Tenere, it's just you always do. But on this, it's not too bad if you're only going slow like I was then. You can just wash off your speed a little bit. These little water races they do on the side, you can just launch off them like that. It's great. I was actually thinking, oh, will I come out? What are they doing over here? I was thinking it was so hot today. I thought, oh, will I go out and do a bit of videoing? And I thought, nah, want a bit of consistency in my channel, get a video out every week if I can. Like, there's a kids' playground thingy, and they just brought it out and dumped it in the bush. Like, what the flying F, people? How can you just do that? How can you look at yourself in the mirror and go, oh, I don't mind just dumping my garbage in the forest? Most of those sort of things you can just give them away. Put them out the front of your house and somebody will come and take them. Some kid would enjoy it. If your kids have got too old for it, let some other young kid have it. People are struggling right now. Give them something for free. What's this say? Active mining claim, March 16. So just dig holes everywhere, don't fill them up. A lot of gold in these forests out around here. I think there is actually a track down there. Yeah, there's a track here. It's just you can't hardly see it. There it is. Well, my thermo fan just kicked in. It must be warm. Mark Victor, if you're watching this, do yourself a favour, stop procrastinating and get one of these little Hondas. Get an L. Get the L, put the 15 litre Acherby's tank on it. Buy the Indonesian exhaust system, 550 ECU, and you're done. For like what you do, where you just want to ride. You're not caring about going fast. You just want to get out and ride around, you know, and see what's out there. I tend to push mine a little bit harder on the suspension, but stock suspension, you could get away with it. And then if later in the time you think, oh, you know, why not? I might put better suspension, you do it later. Wear out the stuff that you paid for. Left over that log pretty good. Oh. Look how green it is, like how much grass. Oh. I tell you, next summer, she's going to be a bit of a bad one if it gets hot again. I'll go down this way. Alright, let's not get covered with shit. Oh, that's deep. Whoop. Nearly got through without spinning the wheel, but oh well. Brought a guy out through here a while back. I've got a giant dual suspension e-assist, like a mountain bike, and rode out through all this out here and on the other side over here. And the guy was from down at St Kilda, I think. He owns a mountain bike shop down there, and he loved it. He thought it was so good. This is one of these places you think, oh, there's no signs for a road. You think you're going into a driveway. Well, you sort of are, but you're not. You think, oh, I can't go down here. Because they pull the sign out. The people who live down here pull the road sign out. But the reality is, you keep going past their house, whether they like it or not, and you're in the forest again. So when you want to go quick around a corner, you put your elbow up if you're going a right-hand corner, get your butt, so your butt crack is sitting on the left-hand side of the seat, and put your foot out and point your toe, and then give it the beans. Because the lighter you get the front to come up, the more it'll go the direction that the bike will want it to go. So like your foot up and then you give it to it. And if the back slides, it's controlled like it did then. Oh, somebody must be out hiking or metal detecting. I don't know, probably metal detecting. Old battery dam out here. I think I've been here before on video. And I was listening to a podcast the other day and talking about weighting your pegs. Now, if you're going around a left-hand corner, you weight your right foot to your peg. If you're going right, you weight your left foot. Because the more weight you put on that peg, if the bike is on that angle and you push like where my knuckles are, which imagine that's your foot peg, it pushes the bike down and pushes the back tyre into the ground. So the edge of the tyre gets more load on them. So you can actually really load up your outside peg. Like my bum is off the seat and I'm on my peg. And see, even though I give it to it, it barely kicks sideways. Whereas if I just sit on the bike and I go around this corner, see, I've got to control the bike then because it's starting to spin sideways. Go up to this hill up here. There used to be a track. I actually jumped I had a YZ492 stroke years ago and I was a bit of a nutter, and I jumped from the top of that hill up there where you can see that water tank, and I landed. I hit it at 120k and I landed right about here. This was a lot smoother, but it was a big jump. I was right up halfway up them trees. It was crazy, and it's quite steep. As you can see, it was a big run up from out there, and it come flat out up here. Hit that at 120 and I just leapt through the air, and it was the biggest jump I've ever done. And I went, yeah, I'm not going to do that again. It all landed fine though. Those old bikes, they had good suspension. Even though they weren't cartridge, they could soak it up. But this little tricky little climb up here, it's actually quite steep. And see, somebody's built a thing up there to sit up and, I don't know, look at birds. Who knows? Then you've got over here, there's a one of those beacons for, I think, mobile phone, and well, it used to not have mobile phone on it, but it's actually one of those radar beacons for aircraft. And there was a tunnel here, just down here on my right. They've closed it in. It used to go pretty much halfway under the hill, and you could go in there. So there you go. It's one of those beacons. Now, where's my tracks go here? Been a while since I've been up here. This area in here, you can see it's red. Oh, if it's wet, if you want to learn how to ride mud, come here. She's crazy slippery. There's another dam here, because I used to come out practicing when I was racing enduro years ago, and I had a bit of a find out here years ago. When I was out, I was just out making tracks, and as you used to be allowed to. Nobody ever used to tell you you weren't allowed to. And this is the, I forget what they call it, Settlers Dam or something like that. I can't remember now. Bit of a tree over it up here. This will be a bit of a test on an angle. Oh well, put a foot on it. Easy peasy. I don't want to kick sideways and go, "Ugh," and land in the water. That'd suck. You got to know, you got to know when to fight your right battles. You might be able to bip that any other time, but if you screw that up, there's some cost involved. A lot of, I don't know why this golden orb spider's hanging everywhere at the moment, and I don't even think it's season for them. This track never used to exist in here, and I had a single trail in here once, and it got turned into this. And I found this, it was all underneath a tree. J.W. Rice in 1858 found a 537 ounce nugget of gold right there, and nobody knew that was there. I found it, and I told the local historic society or whatever they call it, and they came out and made a big deal of it. More rubbish dumped out here. Really, people? God. Believe it or not, this is a track, as you can see. Look at it, it just gets so wet. Look how the four drives have been going. And they say motorbikes make a mess. Jesus. Now just out riding around, checking out the place. This is Maribor Regional Park on the right, and a little bit on the left, I think, when you go up a bit further. And that waiting outside peg, it's really good when you're standing up, because I can literally go around this corner here and I can take my right foot is off the peg and see the bike didn't slide. Makes a huge difference. If you weight the inside peg when you're going around a corner, like if you're turning that and you weight the left hand because it's a left-hander, you will actually actively make the bike want to slide, because your weight will push the bike out sideways instead of pushing it down into the ground. This is the old Aboriginal wells, all fenced off. You know, you can't actually get in and have a look at them properly. You got to sort of go here, and you can see they just chipped grooves in the rocks, and the water runs down the rock and fills up those, and they drink out of them. There you go. Anyway, peeps, I think I'm about done. It's a bit rocky there, a bit gnarly, a bit loose.